Imagine waking up to water swallowing your city. Streets become rivers, homes turn into islands. This is the raw power of a flood apocalypse. In this video, we'll dive into how floods overwhelm urban centers, what causes these disasters, and why they're a growing threat. Stay tuned. This is a story of nature's force and human resilience. Hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Floods are one of nature's most destructive forces. They've shaped human history for millennia. From the ancient Nile River to modern megacities, water has both sustained and devastated civilizations. Today, urban flooding is a global issue. The United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction reports that floods affect over 100 million people annually. That's more than the population of most countries. So what is urban flooding? It's when heavy rain, storm surges, or overflowing rivers inundate cities. Unlike rural areas, cities have concrete landscapes. Water can't soak into the ground easily. Instead, it pools, surges, and destroys. Add an aging infrastructure like outdated drainage systems, and you've got a recipe for chaos. Climate change is making things worse. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change says rising global temperatures increase rainfall intensity. Warmer air holds more moisture. That means storms dump more water faster. Sea levels are also rising, pushing storm surges deeper into coastal cities. Since 2000, global flood events have doubled. Cities like Houston, Mumbai, and Jakarta are on the front lines. Let's look at real-world examples. In 2017, Hurricane Harvey slammed into Houston, Texas. It dropped over 50 inches of rain in 5 days. That's more than Houston's annual average. The city's flat terrain and sprawling suburbs couldn't handle it. Storm drains clogged, reservoirs overflowed, entire neighborhoods went underwater. Over 80,000 homes were damaged, thousands were rescued from rooftops. The National Hurricane Center called it a 1-in-1,000-year flood. Across the globe, Mumbai faced a similar nightmare in 2005. On July 26, the city got 37 inches of rain in 24 hours. Monsoon rains overwhelmed the Mithi River. Slums and high-rises alike were submerged. Roads turned into canals. Public transport shut down. Over 1,000 people lost their lives. The economic toll? Billions of dollars. Mumbai's drainage system, built for lighter rains, simply collapsed. Then there's Jakarta, Indonesia. In 2020, monsoon rains and upstream river overflows flooded 70% of the city. Over 400,000 people were displaced. Skyscrapers stood like islands in a muddy sea. Indonesia's capital is sinking due to excessive groundwater extraction, making floods even worse. The government is now planning to relocate the capital entirely. These aren't isolated events. In 2021, Germany saw catastrophic flooding in its western regions. Rivers like the Ahr burst their banks after record rainfall. Entire towns were wiped out. In 2022, Pakistan's flood submerged a third of the country. Urban and rural areas alike were devastated. The pattern is clear. Floods are hitting harder and more often. What do these events have in common? Speed and scale. Floods don't give much warning. A single storm can drop a year's worth of rain in hours. Cities, with their dense populations and complex infrastructure, are especially vulnerable. Power grids fail. Roads become impassable. Hospitals get overwhelmed. The ripple effects last for months, even years. So why should we care? First, the human cost. Floods displace millions every year. Homes are lost, livelihoods are destroyed. The World Bank estimates that by 2050, over 200 million people could be at risk from urban flooding. That's a humanitarian crisis waiting to happen. Economically, floods are a wrecking ball. The Global Facility for Disaster Reduction and Recovery says flood damage costs the world $100 billion annually. That's money spent on repairs instead of schools, hospitals, or innovation. Small businesses, often the backbone of cities, take the hardest hits. Recovery can take decades. Environmentally, floods leave scars. Contaminated water spreads disease. Debris clogs ecosystems. In urban areas, sewage systems often overflow, polluting rivers and groundwater. The aftermath isn't just about rebuilding, it's about healing the land. But there's a bigger issue. We're not ready. Many cities rely on outdated infrastructure. Drainage systems from the 20th century can't handle 21st century storms. Urban sprawl eats up natural floodplains, leaving nowhere for water to go. And as climate change accelerates, the problem grows. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change warns that extreme weather events will increase in frequency and intensity. Cities must adapt, or they'll keep surrendering to the surge. But there's hope, too. Some cities are fighting back. The Netherlands, a low-lying nation, has mastered flood control with dikes and seawalls. Singapore's advanced drainage systems handle monsoon rains. Community-driven efforts like early warning systems in Bangladesh save lives. Technology, from satellite monitoring to AI flood prediction, is helping too. But these solutions need investment and global cooperation. Floods are a wake-up call. They show us nature's power and our vulnerabilities. Cities aren't invincible, but they can be resilient. By investing in better infrastructure, embracing sustainable urban planning, and preparing for climate change, we can fight back. You can make a difference too. Stay informed, support local disaster preparedness programs, advocate for smarter city planning. Every step counts. If you found this video eye-opening, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to see it. Subscribe and ring the bell for more deep dives into nature's biggest forces. Have you experienced a flood or seen a city recover? Drop your story in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going.